Welcome back, traders. Second portion of our show. Got some market movers here ahead of the unemployment number.
Ty-
Where would you like to start, Dennis?
Might as well start with Tyson Foods. We don't give the food companies a lot of coverage, so we'll give them some here this morning. Tyson reported earnings here just a few minutes ago. Stock is trading up 19.10 right now after closing at 18.62. So getting a decent lift off their earnings report. 19, I would say, is a key swing number for this. Just the whole number theory. If it doesn't hold 19, then it could start to fill the gap that it's made here this morning.
Okay, yeah, traded up to 1920 in the pre-market. Just gotta love this 1850 area. That's classic support. So if the 19 doesn't hold, major support there. Above that $19, 1923. So that coincides with the pre-market information. Above that, I'm looking for the 1968 level.
WY reporting earnings as well, which is Weyerhaeuser. The stock was bid up pretty good this morning. Actually traded as high, Joel, as 21.15. Now it's offered and just traded a print at 20 and a quarter. Not a lot of volume. It's trying to find out where it wants to be. Wide spread 20.31 to 20.94, so they can't really figure out. They kind of like the report, but they don't know how well they like it here this morning, Joel. I'd say look at these old highs here. It's just 21.12 and 21.08. We had a high at 21.15. The pre-market kind of coincides with where these two tops were, so I think that might put a lid on it to start with. Call that area 21. I'd say that's your initial resistance.
Correct. You did get a spike just above that in the pre-market to 21.15. Couldn't hold. You really got to like this $20 area. A lot of lows here, consolidation. So comes back down there. Maybe worth taking a look at the long side. Really seen wanting to get through that area. So call 20 to 21 the range in Weyerhaeuser.
Canadian company, Sunoco, oil and gas company, SUN is the symbol on that one. Last night came out with earnings. The stock popped up into that 42 area, which is where it had a gap down from earlier this month. CEO is stepping down. I think they announced a stock buyback, so the report is pretty good. CEO stepping down. So lots of news here happening on SUN. What do you think of it technically, Joel?
Yeah, you do. I don't see that print up to 42, but I see a print up to the 41 area. A lot of resistance was forming at the $39 level. We've broken up above there. So 39 is quite a ways away, but that should be a major support. And this thing should go up perhaps and fill the gap today up to that 42 level.
Estee Lauder, another retailer reporting this morning. It's down pretty significantly. Ignore this chart. It didn't adjust for the gap or for the split because it split there earlier this year. Stock closed at 58.85, is now trading 54.80, which is through its critical support of 55. I was hoping that it might bottom there at 55 and give you a chance to play from the long side. Trading slightly through there. See where it opens. I'd use that 55 for a swing number. What do you think on EL, Joel?
Is where it bottomed out in the pre-market and has had a pretty slow and steady climb since then. Been topping out recently here at 55, so I'd use 55 as resistance. If it busts through there, it's going to be hard to figure a place where it's going to stop. Perhaps 56.50. And as you see many times, as when you hit an area in the pre-market, 54 even to 54.10, where a couple lows earlier this morning should be good support in Estee Lauder.
Clorox is set to report here, Joel. I haven't seen the numbers go by yet. They're supposed to report here this morning, though. 68.73 hasn't made a trade yet. I think they're all waiting for the number. 70 is big on this. We topped out a few times above it there, 70-20, 70-30. But back here, in late September, we topped out at 70. So I'm going to say 70 is your first area of resistance for this stock. What do you think on Clorox ahead of their numbers, Joel?
Wasn't this the stock that Icon was playing around with?
Clorox, it was Clorox.
Yeah. And then he pulled out of it, and this thing dipped. I mean, it's had a nice run, since the $63 area. You know how I like those double tops there, 70.22 to 70.30, and also had a high right there before that at 70.10. So 70's major resistance. Coming back on the downside, as long as we hold this 67.77 number, still in the rally mode for Clorox.
Walgreens just announced same-store sales here a few minutes ago. Symbol WAG. Stock is actually trading down 70 cents right now, so it's through this 33 support area that we bottomed out a couple of days ago, trading 32.80. I'd use that $33 maybe as my swing number. What do you think on WAG, Joel?
The stock never really seems to go anywhere. I see a low here back on January 9th at 32.84. So I'd use that as my swing number. If it can hold there, perhaps go up and fill the gap. It's been a pretty slow and steady decline, Dennis, though, since this came out, since this 33.50. So no buyers have stepped up to the plate yet here in Walgreens.
APKT, this one getting killed after hours, actually bouncing back a bit here right now. Maybe Joel can find where it traded to. I got 26.26 this morning. Not sure if it traded below there last night, but the stock closed at $30.89. It's currently trading at 27.48. The 52-week low on this one's 25.20. So that number would probably give you some support if it gets that low. Do you have the after hours low from last night on APKT, Joel?
Yeah, I got a 26.15 low.
Okay.
Then it recovered up to 28,
Yep.
and then it had a nice slow and steady decline again that was halted at 26.26, and now we're back at the 27.50 area. So I'd use that whole 26 to 26 and a quarter area as major support. 28 here, perhaps if we get back and fill that gap a little bit.
That's all we've really got for you today. Not a lot of earnings, kind of quiet Friday. These jobs numbers will be out. Now maybe we'll get a little bit more volatility from that. Anything you want to close with, Joel?
No, S&P's unchanged, trying to digest whatever happened with this jobs report. If you do get a spike up here, folks, look for a little 1329.75 level, which was the high from last week. And major support on the downside, 1317, an intraday low and the Globex low in that area. So let's keep an eye out on those two levels.
And we'll be back with you on Monday.